ready to get those oars back in the water at the Pac-12 Rowing Championships here at Lake Natoma outside of Sacramento. Time for the men's second Varsity 8, and we'll set the lanes for you here in this competition. Washington, top seed in this, with California there in lane 2. Oregon State, Steve Todd looking for a good performance from his second Varsity 8 boat. Beavers in lane 3, and then it's Stanford in lane number 4. And we're underway. Washington and California coming in with some top times. We'll see if they start to separate themselves early. Again, Washington, California, great dual meets throughout the years, and setting up shop here at the start of this race. And interesting, both of these boats in the men's second Varsity 8 coxed by females. Lisa Caldwell for Washington and Chelsea Lucas for Cal. And as a coach, you've said before, doesn't matter what the sex is of the coxswain as long as they can get the job done.
No, that's right. And you see quite a few women coxing men's boats. I think it's hard to find guys that small. I mean, that's another factor. And so I think that's one of the reasons the men kind of open it up for opportunities for women to cox guys.
And we've seen different personality types. You've got maybe a fiery competitor leading a boat. You've had the more calm, cool, kind of on assignment coxswain. What did you look for as a coach? What was your preferred kind of personality trait to lead the rowers?
You want a racer. You want somebody who's going to race the crew. Personally, I didn't really care what they said or did as long as they steered their boat straight and they won the race. So if they did their job, it was great.
Results-oriented coach.
Results-oriented, you're right.
Both of these boats have gotten great results so far this year. Lisa Caldwell, sophomore civil engineering major, so maybe she's surveying the situation here, getting ready for her future career. She coxed the men's freshman 8 to big titles, Pac-12, IRA national championships, and certainly this boat is in position to do some damage here at the Pac-12's at nationals again this year. And Chelsea Lucas pushing on for Cal 2. Isaac Holden is the stroke of the boat for the Golden Bears.
You see a lot more splashing going on right now. I think the wind's picked up quite a bit, and you can see it with the blades smacking the water, and that does affect the boat. It affects their timing and concentration, and the better crews will just go right through it. You can see Washington's a little cleaner. Washington and Cal are a little cleaner on this side.
And really trying to focus in on dealing with the changing wind conditions. Again, it's Washington lane 1, Cal in lane 2. Oregon State falling behind here in lane number 3 as Stanford in lane number 4 looks to have positioned itself solidly in 3rd place right now, trying to give a little surge on California in lane 2.
I think Washington's been leading from the very beginning, and it looks like they're holding or trying to inch out here and just power their way through and try to get as much lead as they can in this 3rd 500.
And again, Washington maybe looking for a little payback in this race, and they've been dominant recent years here at the Pac-12s, and they'd swept every regatta they've been at this year, but losing in the men's Varsity 4. And now second Varsity 8, Huskies establishing themselves the lead here on Cal.
Oh, they got some open water here going into the, guess we're into the last 500 meters.
Well, Max Mannisto, 6'4" senior from Belmont, California, stroked the Cox 4 for the U.S. to silver at the Under-23 Worlds in Lithuania last summer. And the 7th seat in the Huskies boat, 6'5" New Zealander Julian Svoboda, a former junior world bronze medalist in 2009. And when we saw Washington at the Windermere Cup earlier this year, Jen, you notice you've got rowers with those type of accolades not able to crack the top varsity boat. Talks about the great depth of these teams.
Pretty amazing, isn't it? And, you know, I think it says something about the level of this sport in the country. It's both attracting athletes from around the world, but it's also the speed of these boats are on world class.
And certainly we've seen that with the litany of current and former Pac-12 rowers and coaches that are part of Olympic teams for not only the U.S. and Canada, but other countries around the globe. And a lot of these current athletes have already been accepted and selected to train for the under-23 national championships coming up later this summer, as they'll head off to the training grounds coming up here in a few weeks to set the lineups for that event. And here Washington starting to thrust ahead. Lisa Caldwell in command of her group.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a wire-to-wire lead and finish here for the Huskies.
Miley Neary, Patrick Marr, Deshaun Milovanovic, Alexander Mawani, Austin Brooks, Eric Ledbetter, the rest of that second Varsity 8 boat, along with Mannisto and Swoboda, with Caldwell in control. And the Huskies are grooving right now, still holding a little bit of open water over Cal in lane 2. As they hit the line, Washington gonna get the win in the second Varsity 8. Golden Bears end up second. And the Huskies able to celebrate another big W here at the Pac-12s. Stanford digging hard. It'll be the Cardinal in third position, and Oregon State ends up fourth. As far as the team competition goes, Washington still there. California, though, right hanging with the Huskies. It'll come down to the Varsity 8s for both the men and the women next.